Welcome back to a Thursday edition of Running Point on ysnlive.com. The Leetonia Bears have a home playoff game after a bye week. They will be taking on Buckeye Central. And to talk about the Bears game against Buckeye Central, we bring in the head football coach of my alma mater, Leetonia High School, Paul Hulea. Coach Hulea, how are you today, sir?
Well, I'm doing well. Thanks for the call, Ron. We're getting excited, trying to put the final touches on the game plan today, and in beautiful Leetonia. I mean, it is a beautiful setting here, and just see what happens tomorrow night.
Home playoff game and Leetonia. It doesn't go in the same sentence very often. This might be a first in Bear Country.
Well, it's you are correct. It is a first, and we told the kids all week long, let's make history. And because they've never had a playoff game here. They've been in the playoffs a couple times, and they actually won a playoff game once. But this is the first one in Leetonia. In the city of Leetonia, first playoff game ever played here. So that's kind of excited. I'm excited to be part of it, and I think our kids are too.
Obviously, you guys had a bye week, and let's be honest, you needed that bye week. There were a couple of kids that were banged up and unable to play the game against United. A couple of pretty important kids, Marco Ferry being the biggest name, but there were a number of kids that you definitely want healthy, and this bye week couldn't have come at a better time.
Yeah, it helped. We needed we needed to get Marco and Jordan Baker. I mean, they're both good players, and they're great contributors, to our program, and great leadership skills. And we miss not having them on the field. And this week has helped. So, they both got a good week of practice in this week, and they looked okay. And we'll see, if they hold up and everything goes to plan.
You guys had an opportunity to watch Buckeye Central in Wellsville via ysnlive.com. Order up a pizza, have a couple of rounds of adult beverages, and watch this team play. Let me ask you, mental notes during a live game, and what is the difference between a live game and watching film where you can go back and forth 10 or 15 times?
Well, we got film on them too. I mean, we got that as well. But when you watch them live, you kind of see the reaction, and stuff like that. The only thing nice in-person scouting is you get their actual sizes and and that kind of stuff. You kind of really know exactly how big they are, because you're standing next to them, so you can gauge those things. But but it was nice. I mean, it was nice. What YSN has provided, for the communities all around the valley, with these games, so people can watch it. Adds a nice, and it was kind of fun. It was different. I mean, obviously, in my coaching career, it's something I've never done. But it was fun, and we enjoyed it as a coaching staff.
Okay, so what does Buckeye Central bring to the plate? I know that they're a very large team up front, as big as or maybe even bigger than your team, which is pretty big because you guys have some beef up front in Beartown this year.
Yeah, our size isn't bad for a D7 program, but they're bigger than we are. They're bigger than we are across the front. They're guys, and they got a couple big backs too. Their quarterback's like 6'3", 6'4", weighs 230 pounds. So they've got some big. They have some big players. They really do. And and obviously when you've got that kind of size, you're looking to stick it down somebody's throat. And that's what they did to Wellsville. They had two backs over 100 yards rushing, against them, and they run the ball well, and they're, simplistic, but when you got that kind of girth, and you keep leaning on somebody, I mean, sooner or later you're going to fall over. And they've got a nice group, and they come from a very good league. The Northern 10, it's a great football conference, and they've played, the caliber of who they played has been outstanding. So we're going to really have our hands full, playing this great Buckeye Central team.
Well, I know that you guys love, and I love this. I love this coaches speak. I know you guys love to play in a phone booth, and it seems to me that going up against a run-oriented team is playing in a phone booth, and it would suit Leetonia very well. So I know these guys are big, but they're not going to be throwing the ball all over the place. So that's kind of up your guys' alley.
Well, it's like you said. I mean, I don't know if the ball, we both like to run the football. Leetonia does, and so does Buckeye Central. I don't know if the ball will get outside the hashes. In all honesty, it's probably going to be a quick game. So I mean, it's kind of different too because you think about Wellsville, a team we would have played. Wellsville's the exact opposite. They're spreading it sideline to sideline. And they're ripping it downfield. So, excuse me. And so it's kind of like when during the bye week we're getting ready for really two entirely different concepts. Football teams.
Let me ask you, because you've been at this for a while. Have you ever had an opportunity or the I don't want to say the opportunity, more like the drudgery of having to travel 100-plus miles 2 consecutive playoff weekends?
Well, there were times when we made runs when I was at Poland that, we had some long trips back to back, but they were neutral sites. And, so it's a little different, because both teams are traveling, a good distance. So, we've done that before. But I mean, it obviously did not bother, them. They came, they came down to, Wellsville and played a great game, and we're prepared and we're ready to go. And so, obviously the travel, their kids must be able to understand it, and the coaching staff, Coach Jensen and his staff must have had a very well organized for them, and. They were, because they played a great game. I mean, right out of the gate, they played very well, and they played hard for the 4 quarters. So the travel did not seem to affect them. So, I don't know if it will this week. I'm hoping it does, but, you just never know.
Obviously, stopping their running game is first and foremost on the defensive side of the ball, but getting Marco Ferry going and hopefully getting some other weapons along with Marco is got to be the key to the game, and the offensive line being able to hold their own and keep your quarterback protected when he does throw the ball down the field. But trying to get the skill position players other than Marco engaged, I think that's probably your best bet in winning the game. Agreed?
Oh yeah, we and one commonality in playoff games, you got to score. You got to score, especially when you play teams that you really don't know anything about. They don't know anything about us. We don't know anything about them. So there's gonna be things that they're gonna do offensively, and there's gonna be things that we do offensively that they've never seen and aren't going to be prepared for. Just as far as the players and the positions and different formations and things like that, where that kind of stuff when you're going against some of the staff that you've played against several times. So for them and for us, I mean, a big key in playoff games, you got to score. When you get opportunities, you got to get it in the end zone.
Stay healthy and good luck on Friday nights, and hopefully we get a home game in the quarterfinals.
Well, that's what we're hoping for.
All right, Coach. All the best to you.
Okay. Hey, thanks, Ronnie. We appreciate it.
You got it. Paul Hulea, the head football coach of the Leetonia Bears, and honestly, I think this is going to affect them.